Well, first I was thinking about this episode, and I was like, I want to talk about like vibe movies. And first I'm like, okay, I don't really like vibe movies. I think they lack substance, right? They're just all kind of aesthetics, and they're all kind of like superficial. Filmmakers make a visual decision, and they go with it, and they really sacrifice substance and plot and all that stuff. Like there's no meat in it. But then I was thinking about it, and I'm like, actually, some of my favorite movies would be classified as a vibe movie. Yeah, I like thinking a lot about this because first I need to sort of define what a vibe movie is, right?
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my first question. What do you...
So I would say a vibe movie is a movie that just has an atmospheric kind of quality to it. There's usually not too much plot. A movie that you can like sort of drench yourself in, and you can just really bathe in it. Just visually. Movies that you can just not just visually, because I'm thinking also like, I rewatched Slacker recently, and I thought about Richard Linklater, and all those movies are kind of a vibe. Like the Before Sunrise, right? Before Sunset, Slacker. They're not visually striking films, but they're just kind of like vibes. In juxtaposition, I think of another vibe film that I've rewatched recently was Chungking Express. So, and Wong Kar-wai is another like vibe director. He makes movies that are just such a pleasure to watch. I can just put it in the background and just kind of like I can put those new movies on mute and just enjoy them too.
No, absolutely.
They're such a pleasure to watch.
Being in high school and just turning on YouTube and watching a supercut edit of like whatever song I wanted to put to it, and just doing that over and over again. Be like, oh, one day that will be me.
I wonder also because we went to film school, and there's so many people who went to film school nowadays and working in the industry. More so, there was like the first generation that went to film school in the 60s and 70s, right? That was like the auteur generation of people who were studying films and making them from French New Wave directors, but also like, Scorsese and Coppola and all those guys were also like kind of watching movies. They're cinephiles making films, right? That's kind of like the first time we see that happening. Now, I think we're seeing a lot of filmmakers imitating, films that they're watching in film school. And sometimes I do see that in certain films. I'm looking at a film and I'm like, okay, this is kind of like, it doesn't feel like a student film, but it feels like a film by a filmmaker who's referencing all these movies, who you could imagine, like you just said, like putting a movie and then mixing it with your own sort of, vibe and soundtrack on iMovie or whatever the hell. And I think that there's a lot of those movies, a lot of those filmmakers nowadays. I actually recently, yesterday, I watched Obsession.
Oh, me too. Yesterday.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's a great example of a movie made. You can tell that this guy has obviously seen a lot of films. It's such a. I didn't like it, by the way. I actually did not like it. I think this is a movie that
because it was about a woman being in love with you.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
I didn't like it because I thought it was like this premise that the movie kind of gets stuck in its own premise. It doesn't really go into. Yes, it talks. It has some ideas about like how to like communicate love and how to connect with people, and how maybe this generation, has lost a little bit of social
touch.
Like
or any grace.
Maybe it has some ideas about post-COVID communication and love and romance, and how that's like. I think this generation is really struggling with that. But I just thought it kind of felt flat, where the movie is just kind of, it's like this premise, right? You have this great setup. It almost feels like a long sketch. I had this thought about The Substance as well. You have this premise, you get stuck with it.
So you feel like those movies get like fall prey to the genre? Because I feel like Substance, it falls into this like part where it's just about the body horror.
Yeah.
It falls into that so heavily that like so much of sure it has like a little bit more humor than like some of the other gore films, but it's still just
Yeah, they kind of, both movies are like, look how fucked up this is kind
Yeah.
of thing. And it's kind of like shocking, and it's fun. They're fun to watch.
yeah.
But I wish they had, like, going back to my original point, I wish they had some meat in them, you know, some substance, some real heavy.
Yeah.
Because a horror movie, it's, you know, you could do that with a horror movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think there's two, like, maybe a bit of the hot take of vibe movies is that either one, you didn't understand them.
Yeah.
Because they, a lot of films in like, you know, like Paris, Texas.
Sure. Great vibe movie.
Yeah, great vibe movie, but also incredible, like character driven.
Yes.
But you have to be incredibly patient with it.
Yes, that a vibe movie doesn't mean that you don't have character development or that you don't have plot necessarily. I think the best of vibe movies are movies that have great depth about characters. I mean, Chungking Express has great character.
Yeah.
Like great, just wonderful characters that you can just watch all day. It has a loose plot, but it doesn't really matter. The plot doesn't really matter. But yeah, Paris, Texas is such a good example. I was also thinking of my ultimate vibe movie is Lost in Translation.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just such a lonely, melancholic movie. It's got these great characters, and they're both suffering this intense loneliness in this city. It's a great vibe that
Yeah.
movie. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I think it's sort of like Marie Antoinette is one movie where I remember being in high school, everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And it was like they couldn't get enough of it, but anytime I watched it, I was like, I don't know what they're doing. Great soundtrack.
Yeah. It's kind of, that movie is kind of like more of a, if somebody turned a mood board
Yeah, exactly.
into a movie.
Yeah.
Like a little, like a inspiration board.
Yeah.
A Pinterest board, and then made that into a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what if we do like indie, like,
Yeah.
you know,
It
French Revolution.
Yeah, and like she'll wear Converse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
But she didn't say let them eat cake.
Yeah, exactly.
They like made it a whole point.
I do. I remember watching that and enjoying it, and it might be not a good example of a great vibe movie, but it is a vibe movie for sure.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a music video.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think like, especially this was like a thing like 10 years ago, even like the last like right around COVID, when I would get sent like some indie small short film or something from somebody I had no idea who they were or what their taste was. They were always like, I'm sure so many people got it. They're like, we're going for like an 824 feeling. And that's not like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can understand like a mood and tone sort of thing, like that they're trying to grab.
Yeah.
But A24 still produces like some really incredible, unique stuff, even though it just sort of carries this same weird tone, like Lynchian in a way that sometimes lacks an earnest sense of humor that his work has.
Yeah.
You know?
You mean it's like more self-serious?
I think so. Then
A24 it's interesting because it did create an aesthetic. It's a distribution company, it's a studio now. It's actually a major film studio, but it's also a marketing machine.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
It's like private equity funding movies.
It's incredible. It's created sort of a brand. A branding agency that happens to also make films.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's created this like aesthetic. A24s are filled with vibe films, right? The catalog is like, there's so many to mention, but I thought of A Ghost Story. Remember the movie A Ghost Story?
Oh my God, yeah.
That's a vibe movie. I hate that movie. I really didn't like it. I know people loved it, but I remember thinking, this is just exactly what I don't like in a vibe movie.
Well, and sometimes I feel like, too, like what I was saying, like maybe you didn't understand it, and you feel too dumb, so you're like, well, I liked the way it looked, you know, I fell into it, thinking that I'm supposed to understand it.
Yeah.
And I think it's totally fine to accept that you watched something and didn't understand it, and you can go, but I'm sure there was something in there.
You know what that is? A lot of Nolan movies.
Yeah.
People who criticize Nolan, they're like, yeah, plot so convoluted, it's hard to follow. I'm always like, I think that's kind of like the point where the plot is that who cares, right? It's kind of like that's he's actually, you could classify Nolan films as vibe films.
Yeah, I think so. I think because he was like a literary major or something.
And so right. Yes.
You can see that he really understands like story, and I'm sure his note card wall of like breaking down his scripts are absolutely insane and detailed. But still, I'm not. I'm one of those mediocre white boys that does not really love Nolan films.
No?
Okay,
tell me why.
I think it's another hot take, like a PTA movie where I don't emotionally connect with what it is that he's trying to do. I can appreciate it and think like, oh, well, that's really great filmmaking. But did I walk away from it and go, wow, I really was like, I felt myself involved in somebody else's life that I wouldn't experience, or I didn't see myself in it.
Sure.
And not that all movies have to be that way. That's like the gift that they give us. But I think for me, I'm like, you just kind of feel like you're trying to do a faster pace of like, I don't know, somebody before him, like in the 70s, like all those indie filmmakers.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think, well, he's obviously
like an Altman type.
Right. I mean, obviously very, very self-serious, very, very like very masculine kind of filmmaking. I think when we were in film school, like all the bros loved Iñárritu, Nolan, Tarantino. This is like, a PTA also. His movies are what is interesting about him is that he sort of is kind of he does make these like indie blockbusters. It's kind of a conundrum where it's like this kind of, it's art house, but it's also Hollywood. Yeah, which is kind of impressive. I remember I think I'm the only person on earth who liked Tenet. Remember that?
Yeah, because you had nothing going on during COVID. You were the only one.
It was 2020, yeah. And I remember when that movie came out, people were like, the movie theaters are saved. Nolan is coming to save them. And then he releases this experimental blockbuster weird movie. And then people are like, oh, I guess they're not saying this. What the fuck is this movie? But I actually liked it. People were like, oh, I don't understand that the plot is like so weird and convoluted. I'm like, just watch the visual. It doesn't matter the plot. Like, just enjoy the movement and the visuals. It's kind of like an experimental action blockbuster. Yeah, I really kind of like. Obviously, it's not the best movie ever. But I did appreciate it. I was thinking also like, people were like, "Oh, the plot, whatever." I'm like, okay, but the plot doesn't matter in the same way that it doesn't matter in a James Bond movie.
No, exactly.
Can you like recall the plot of Casino Royale or
I imagine there's a casino in there. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's kind of like who cares? It's about the movement and the people on screen and the action and the shots and the editing and the kinetic energy that you're seeing on screen. That's what those movies are all. That's what
absolutely.
It's about.
I mean, I think I'd mentioned it to you like earlier this week, but like that's sort of like anime for me. I just don't understand it. Like I can admire like the visuals of it, but even some of the best that people recommend me are I just find it like too colorful, too poppy. Like,
oh no, you're missing out.
I imagine I am. But
you
are
definitely. Like, watch Whisper of the Heart. This is a Studio Ghibli movie. Watch that one. That one's so the opposite of what you're talking about. It's so about like people. It's this understated movie. There's no fantasy, no kind of colorful. It's really just about like this young it's a coming of age movie. You know that viral video of the study girl? The low beats, the
lo-fi like
and she's
study
studying.
beats.
And she's like, this is like anime image of a girl studying late at night, and she's got this like, it's really cozy. That's where the movie like that still is from this movie.
Oh, really?
This movie is incredible. The way that like it could have been a live action movie. The details of like, it takes place in the suburbs of Tokyo. There's so many amazing details. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Give that one a chance.
I'll give that a shot. I
see what you mean about anime. Also, it's not our cult. I mean, we didn't grow up with it.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's like I grew up with like Ren and Stimpy, where I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Exactly what I want.
Animation on crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Made by a bunch of perverts.
Yes. And that's the Americans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all this anime of like Miyazaki making movies about the spirits of the woods, and we're just like, oh fuck, Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
like,
why
crazy.
are their teeth falling out?
Exactly. It's like the most ADHD animation.
Exactly. With like Miyazaki, I just always thought it was like this need for nostalgia that I didn't really like.
But the people are nostalgic for Miyazaki. Miyazaki's not making nostalgia.
No, absolutely. But I think it just feels like this level that's being, maybe because I came into it late, didn't start watching it until college or something, and everybody was trying to catch me up on this on this anime vibe I've been missing out on.
I think you are missing out for sure. I get it when people like insist something on you, you kind of reject it. But in this case, there are some really wonderful films.
No, I can imagine so. I'm not closed-minded.
And honestly, as a cinematographer, there's like really legitimately like beautiful shots in some of these movies. No,
certainly. I mean, like that's who is the director? That heroin movie from like 2000. Aronofsky with what was that heroin movie?
The heroin movie, Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream. Yeah. That one.
Yeah,
and
that's another film school movie.
That's absolutely, and like I mean, it's just a heartbreaking, terrifying movie.
Yeah,
but like he took most of those images from that one anime that. The girl in the shower and like
what is that? Yeah,
and it was another one of those things.
Perfect Blue.
Yeah, Perfect Blue. Yeah. I just couldn't I couldn't catch on to it the same way.
Okay.
And I might just be like, it's not even that I'm anti-animation. It's just
no.
I think it might just be I'm too much of a middle American.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I didn't grow up with that.
Yeah. No anime in Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. They don't. I think it's
illegal. Only Alexander Payne movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Going back to vibe movies though, because again, I was ready to sort of like talk about like why I hate vibe movies, and then when I sat down in preparation for this episode, I was like, fuck, all my favorite movies are kind of vibe movies.
No, that's what I was thinking about. Like, yeah, exactly. Well, and I think it really is just where, like, if I get sent a script, and I'm like, I don't have anything going on, and I go, I don't really know what's happening in the script, but there's some subtext that I haven't fully connected yet. Yeah. But I'm like, they want to do some crazy things. It becomes very exciting to me because I get to go, well, maybe there's a chance that like I can bridge the connection of this.
Oh, I see. When you get a script and I can fill that gap.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can feel that visual. I can see it. That's exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
And so like, I think that's what was great. And like in the 2010s was like, there was so many of these like vibe movies coming out. And then I think that was the issue is like so many, they were oversaturating. Like
there was a lot of
indie releases and all these small releases and even the streaming platforms at that time.
Yeah, sure.
It was just so hard to like, I would just get lost in like, what am I going to go see next? So now I'm like so careful about what I go choose to watch for some reason.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't go see Obsession in theaters because I have a problem with things that are overhyped and put in my face.
Right. Well, you should have been here. We had an episode on that with Max. We talked about Parasite and some other films. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's just me wanting to be a subculture brat.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
But I don't think it's like, it's that.
But we need to like get rid of that mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we need to get over ourselves.
Yeah, but I think especially it happened like with this oversaturation, because movies I used to go, I'll just watch anything and everything. I would watch like the worst student film possible just because I thought maybe they have an idea and they just don't know how to complete it. And a lot of times, like us in film school, either people made the most plot heavy, like
they're trying to do like they're trying to be Spielberg or
yeah,
something.
Exactly, where everything just like
it's like beat
everything
after
has
beat,
everything has a point, and if it gets lost then you're screwed. And then there was like all vibes people just like, how can you make a narrative out of a music video
so that's the thing. There was a lot of kids in our class that went on to make music videos, and I think that generation is what I was making. The point I was making earlier is like, now they're making movies, and the movies feel like music videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to think about like vibe movies that came out while we were in school that I hated. I actually never really liked Drive.
Oh, yeah?
Because I thought, okay, it's pure vibes. I don't really like it. There's something and I never really liked this filmmaker, what's his name? Nicholas Winding Refn, or whatever the fuck his name is. But Drive, it was a big hit because it had the music and that kind of like that texture, right? It looked great.
It has a pulse to it.
Yeah, and then people like it. It's fine. And then the contrarian in me was like, I don't like Drive, but I do like Spring Breakers. Because that's another vibe movie.
You're like, I don't like Drive, but I love that jacket.
Yeah, I do love that jacket. I liked looking at it. I just thought, this can't be the movie. Just like looking at this character and just like, I don't know.
No, I think it's like,
it's not enough.
But I feel like that's also a concept of a vibe film, is that it's made for just that moment. Like sometimes it can just have like a visual anchor in something that then influences somebody down the line to be like, I love that visual. And then here we are stuck in a completely different narrative that really moves that visual along.
Yeah. I mean, Spring Breakers, one of the reasons why I liked it was because it's kind of, well, first it's Harmony Korine, which I do appreciate, even though he's made some difficult movies. Not pleasant to watch, but for the most part, I do enjoy what he's doing. Spring Breakers was it was great because it was released a regular like theatrical release. It wasn't like this obscure art house movie. It was an A24 movie. Yeah, A24 released it. I remember posters on it on the subway. It had James Franco, Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens. So I can't even imagine like people going to see this movie in the movie theater, having all this expectation and thinking that it's just going to be like cool hot chicks in Florida, having guns, and James Franco plays a ridiculous like
riff-raff prototype.
Exactly. And then going to see this movie, and then where you're seeing what essentially is an experimental sensory experience. It's like no plot.
Exactly. Well, because like I really enjoyed the way that it looked and moved and everything, but I couldn't. I walked away from it and I was like, it's like eating junk food in a way for me, right? Where I'm like, oh, I really could go for something else now.
It's like candy to watch. Exactly. But even beyond that, I think it is kind of like it's a crazy movie. It's a crazy movie to release like that. It's like this was like the first time that I think A24 kind of got in my radar. Being like, what the hell? These like this distribution company distributing this movie pretty widely, like as a regular movie, but this is like a purely experimental film.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that about it.
Like if I walk away from a movie and I feel one thing affected me, either like aesthetically or plot or emotionally,
That's a win.
that's a win. You know,
Sure.
it's like the way
I don't know. I actually find I'm increasingly in the opposite side where I need more out of a movie.
you need like a whole meal.
I need the meat. Is
Yeah.
what we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
I just need that side. I need like something. Give
Yeah.
me something more. It can't just be a vibe.
Yeah.
It can't just be a premise. It has to have real, like something I can sink my teeth into. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting more cynical, I'm getting older, but I'm just finding it harder and harder to really connect strongly with films. So I've been watching. I rewatch a lot of stuff, honestly. Like my
You're a big Office rewatcher.
not really.
Yeah.
I rewatch movies. I don't really rewatch TV shows.
Yeah.
That's another episode that we did.
Oh yeah.
I
No good
talk about-
TV shows or something.
Yeah, which first thing I say is like, I know that's not true, but I just have a hard time with TV shows. I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I rewatch films all the time, and sometimes I rewatch a film and I'm like, damn, movies used to be so good, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy at all, because there are some great films, coming out. I'm just like, I don't know. We have also we have access to so much now.
No, exactly.
I think that's the thing.
Yeah, well, I think I get overwhelmed. Like, there's a part of my job where I feel like I have to have every streaming service so I can reference anything that might be available to me. Mm-hmm. And then I sit down and I'm like, I have all day. I have nothing to do. I can watch anything in the world. And I go, oh my God, I don't know what to turn on. And then I go, I guess I'll just turn off the TV and look at my phone.
Yeah.
And which is like terrible place to be. So now I have to like really be very like assertive in what I consume movie wise. And I think that's what helpful working on movies, because I'm constantly looking for a reference to that could tie to what I'm producing.
Right.
Do
you think that there's going to be some sort of like hunger for, because of social media and because of like, we haven't talked about, for instance, I haven't seen Backrooms, but
no, I haven't.
That is a vibe movie. It's got to be a vibe movie.
I mean,
it's based on a YouTube vibe, a creepy vibe.
Yeah, like
turned into a movie,
like a creepypasta or whatever it is. Yeah.
So that, which by the way, that doesn't mean it's bad.
No, absolutely.
But I'm curious. I want to watch that next. There's also in terms of horror. Hereditary I think it's a vibe movie, even though it's got some plot. It's got some ideas about family and grief and which a lot of horror movies have. But it is a vibe movie.
Yeah, certainly.
I don't think the plot is like the main thing.
Yeah, I think it like Hereditary I watched also not in theaters, and I caught it like maybe a year after or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, it's terrifying. It has a driving force of terror and uncertainty, and like I'm very uncomfortable. And it looks really cool, but like I can hardly tell you what happens except for like her head pops off like a cherry, and there's a bunch. Her mom makes miniatures or something, like oh, that's weird.
Yes. There's something so uncomfortable and so the horror is packed in every shot and every scene, that it's like the combination of these images, like the whole movie is horrifying just because there's so much creepy things happening in the background. There's the way it's directed, the way it's acted, everything about it's microscopic in that movie. The horror is like literally in every like element.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole atmosphere. The
ultimate vibe horror movie of recent years is a movie called Skinamarink.
Oh yeah, I have not seen it, but like what a polarizing message I get from people who've seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Either they hate or they love it.
Oh my God, yeah. There's like no in between.
I actually did enjoy it.
Yeah,
but it's just these images. It has somewhat of a storyline. It's from the point of view of children at night, and the movie is kind of like set up so that it is from that point of view. So things are scary
because it's
from
a
the point
found
of view.
footage film, right?
No, it's not found footage. It's kind of like no. It is. It looks like it looks like it's like from your childhood.
Shot on potato.
It's shot on like what? Shot on potato?
Yeah, like shot on a potato. It just looks like such terrible quality.
Oh.
It just
No. It looks like it's shot on like an old '90s camcorder. And it's grainy and it's dark and there's a lot of but it's from that point of view, and it mixes this. It kind of reminds, the movie feels like when you were a kid and you had a nightmare in the '90s. That's the movie. It somehow captures that nightmarish creepiness of being alone in your room and you think something is in the corner.
Yeah,
and there's toys on the floor, and one of the toys looks a little weird. That's the kind of creepiness that I think.
Yeah,
I mean, it attacks this part of your brain for a lot of millennials that remember, static on the TV and like.
For some reason it looks like found footage. I think that's why I was
it does
using
look
it for
like
it because
footage,
for me, found footage is like just it's like a vibe in the sense that it only serves the plot. Mm-hmm. Like the vibe of being like first person handheld camera, and it's like the Blair Witch Project was panned at Sundance because they go, it's impossible in a situation like this that somebody would be filming themselves when such terrifying things are happening. They put down the camera and they would run. But now you see airplanes going down and people filming it.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Sure.
It's like now become this human nature of like documentation needs to always happen. And I think that's what found footage was always fucking terrifying to me. Like I saw the first Paranormal Activity, and that's very vibey in the sense of just like, you never really saw a movie made with a bunch of security cameras.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, those
I can think of at least.
I don't know. I wouldn't call them vibe. They are vibey. They're not vibe movies because they make a strong visual decision, and they're like, this is how the movie is gonna be. Like it's gonna look. There's a strong visual decision, but then there's a plot, there's characters, there's all these things happening. It's not just an atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's like also in that realm though, it's like I think like sort of what we're talking about that makes a great film is the vibe that sort of serves the plot.
A vibe that serves the plot, But my argument is that that's called a visual decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a vibe movie. But I understand what you're saying. We can't have a vibe movie discussion without talking about Terrence Malick.
Oh my god! Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that we'd have to mention Terrence Malick.
Yeah, it's funny because I was like, yeah, we could bring that up, and then I was like, I love him.
Oh, but wait a minute. We already established that this is not about us not liking vibe movies.
Exactly. But I was like, well, I don't want to say anything bad.
I will say something bad. I hated a few of his movies.
Yeah, let's get the bullet points.
What's it called? I think it was I did not like To the Wonder, the Ben Affleck one.
Oh yeah.
Knight of Cups. The steady cam,
wide angle
floating around.
Yeah. It gets a little exhausting.
It's exhausting. It works. So it worked with The Tree of Life to some degree. That kind of put Terrence Malick, I think, back into people's radar. I feel like, Badlands, Days of Heaven, Thin Red Line. I think those are great movies. There's a specific kind of Terrence Malick movies. I would say like post Tree of Life, they're not all good.
Well, and also I saw that in theaters with my dad.
Which one? Tree of Life?
Tree of Life.
Yeah.
And
it must be amazing to see it.
It's amazing. I was like so touched by it, and I was like, wow, this is like something movies can do to you.
Yeah,
and
people were comparing it to 2001, which is another great vibe movie as well.
But like also when the dinosaur scene happens,
sure,
I've never seen so many people walk out of a theater. Like,
talk about a polarizing movie. I remember that movie. People, I think maybe it's one of those booed at Cannes movies. I'm not sure, but people were either hated or loved it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's extremely polarizing.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like you don't have to understand every part of the film, but you can walk away with a feeling.
Yeah, sure. And just let it wash over you.
Yeah. Like, it's like when you get chills and your body's going, this is important.
Yeah.
You know, you're making some sort of connection, either it's adapt or really solidifying your taste, and you go, I love that, even though something's not perfect. And so I think like that's where sometimes like a full-on vibe film can do one shot for me, and I go, brilliant, end of movie, don't need to watch anymore. You know what I mean?
Some vibe movies could be short films. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
They just could be like a, you know.
What is that Gaspar Noé film?
Which one? Another guy who fucking
the first one that with like the first person drug.
Enter the Void.
Enter the Void.
That movie. All the druggy people in film school loved that movie. They were like, "Fuck, you gotta watch.
Yeah,
watch it on shrooms.
You gotta take Molly and watch it.
Yeah, and like
rub each other."
I don't like his films.
No, me either. We actually saw Love in 3D together.
Yes, I remember that. That was not good. It was just like his movies are so. I have an issue with him, and this is getting off topic, but like there are certain filmmakers who are so self. I think Nicholas Winding Refn is also part of that too. There's extreme. I find them pretentious and not as smart as they think they are, and I don't know.
Well, it's because
a little bit of sadistic violence without really being
transgressive.
Transgressive. Oh yes, transgressive for the sake of being transgressive, but kind of cringy at the same time. If you're gonna be transgressive. Give me a Michael Haneke, give me a Lars von Trier.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can deal with that.
Yeah.
You know, but like Gaspar Noé and
it just doesn't feel like there's people in the story. You know.
Any other movie vibe director that I'm missing here?
Or movie? I mean,
I mentioned 2001. I mentioned
yeah, I'm not really sure because there are so many of them that like I said, I've kind of stepped away from seeing them the way
I think Nolan is a vibe movie director for sure.
I think so, but also like he uses the plot to also be such a vibe.
No, I know, I know. Maybe he's not a vibe movie director. He's very he's got plot and carry all the substance stuff that we've talked about. But but like in the sense that his movies are such a vibe.
Yeah.
Nolan, Michael Mann.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Mann walks so Nolan can run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That the way those movies with Michael. I mean, Heat. Even Miami Vice, much like Tenet, you should just watch. Just forget the plot. Forget the it's such a Miami Vice. The not the obviously not the show. The Michael Mann movie.
Yeah,
incredible.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Incredible movie.
Yeah,
underrated. It is a stupid plot, but it just looks amazing. The feel of it, everything about it is so. It's the
well, because when it just feels tangible. Like when the vibe feels tangible, you're like, yeah, this is great fun.
Yes, it is fun. Yeah, Heat is.
Yeah, and it's like Wim Wenders with Perfect Days.
Perfect Days.
That is such like a full on vibe. Nothing happens really.
Yes,
and they don't say a word for the first 15 minutes of that movie. Yeah. And as soon as the first word came out, I was like watching it in theaters, and I just started like, okay, we gotta stop. That is too touching, I felt so in the moment, even though I've never cleaned a toilet in Japan,
Yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying. There's also, oh my God, Wings of Desire.
Yeah.
That's a great vibe movie. That's just like the point of view of an angel flying through pre-Berlin Wall Berlin.
Yeah.
And it's black and white. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's gorgeous.
It's such a good movie. Okay, I mean we can go on. We've been going on for an hour. I think that's plenty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can just go on for hours talking about just random films. Yeah, I don't think we've concluded with anything. There's like no conclusion here, but we just kind of like tried to define at least what a vibe movie is.
I think so. And I think there is nothing wrong with a vibe movie.
No, I think maybe that.
I think maybe the problem with it is how did it get made?
You're right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's a good place to end it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming all the way.
Yeah, from Bushwick.
Still.
Myrtle vs. Wyckoff is hosted by Alejandro Veciana. Music by Tom Criblay, who records as TC. And I'm your producer, Marissa Keeley Brown. Until next time.
Oh wait, it's on Hulu too. Huh.
Oh my God, I have both of those.
Oh wait, hold on, it's on Tubi. Wait, you can watch it anywhere.
Anywhere. Well, they're just giving it away.